Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about Jupiter in Aries and you. As you know, Jupiter is going to be in Aries from 21st of April to 1st of May 2024. It is going to be with Rahu. And then after October, it's going to be alone. Saturn aspects Jupiter as well. So a lot to explore regarding the influence. I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking Jupiter in Aries and you. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. Also, I want to thank you for being such loyal followers of my channel, and I really appreciate it. I got to know that 5 million views of my channel have been done. I have over 40,000 subscribers, but way more than my subscribers are the views. And I am very excited about it. And I want to thank you. 5 million, it's a number. It boggles that so many times my channel has been viewed. So thank you again. So we are talking Jupiter in Aries and you. So you can see I'm wearing glasses today. Because I have conjunctivitis, red eyes. And so I thought, should I wait to make the video or let's just wear the glasses so that you can't really see my red eye? And it's just something, I think after years and years I've got it. I don't remember last time I had it. And I think it's the Rahu impact already happening. So anyway, let us explore how Jupiter in Aries will impact you. Generally, wherever Jupiter is transiting, it is an area to celebrate. And Jupiter in Aries, it's in a friend's house. It's a positive transit. But there are certain things that we have to be aware of this transit. Firstly, as soon as it goes into Aries, it has the third aspect of Saturn. And generally, whenever Saturn aspects by any aspect, it means he's stimulating some old karma. And we don't know what that is, but it can suddenly come and create an obstacle. Or also, Saturn's aspect is just bothersome. That means it is irritating us or creating some irritating situations in life. And especially if you are Sagittarius, Pisces, then you get more affected with the Sagittarius, Pisces, ascendant or moon, because it's your Lagna Lord that is under that influence. But all of us, in our chart, Jupiter rules certain houses. And, it's transiting through a certain house in our chart. So the Saturn's aspect is something that we all need to keep aware of. And when we fail some obstacle, then we should also be conscious that this is part of our life. And at this stage, this is the experience we are getting. And try to sort it out. Saturn doesn't like things that are left to delayed. He likes that you sort it out or you do some remedy as well. And generally, anything that you're doing something good, positive, karma yoga, those are the good remedies, as you know that there's a Saturn aspect taking place on Jupiter, and then the house Jupiter is there for you. Then as soon as Jupiter goes into Aries, in fact, right now as I'm recording, Jupiter is in Gandanta. So it can be very unstable, unsettled, and we can feel that quality. And so this is a short period up to 1st of May. It is going to be in Gandanta. During this time, it is important that we are not taking any important decisions in our life. And then, of course, there's a big Jupiter-Rahu conjunction. And as soon as Jupiter is in Aries on 21st of this month, April, then Jupiter is being influenced by Rahu. Jupiter travels about 7 degrees in a month. So Jupiter is going to come and conjoin with Rahu by 25th, 26th of May. So basically they will be coming together and then they move in opposite directions. And this is really important to understand because there's an applying conjunction and then they move on to separate direction. But Rahu's influence on Jupiter is right up to end of October. So I've already made a video about what this means, generally, and I'll put a link to it. But what we have to think as we are thinking, how is it going to experience will affect us? You see, Rahu is a shadow. He's secretive and there can be some underhand issues. Jupiter is the guru, so we could get some wrong type of advice. Our thinking can be a little bit wonky, not thinking clearly or properly. So these are the important things to watch out. And remember that Rahu is also being aspected by Saturn and Jupiter is also being aspected by Saturn from Aquarius. So Rahu, aspect on Rahu means that Saturn can disturb Rahu into sudden action and disturbs Jupiter too. So I would say that keeping calm during these times of sudden spurts of situations, this is very important factor. So during Jupiter in Aries, Jupiter is also going to retrograde, and that is in September. I'll make a separate video for it, but we do watch the day Jupiter retrogrades, 4th or 5th of September, and then it goes direct at 30th of December. So there's a lot of activity taking place, and in a way, we are not totally able to get the fruits or the blessings of Jupiter during this time. And while in Jupiter and Pisces, it was a straightforward transit. It was there. There was no aspect, and there was aspect of Saturn for part of the time, but not fully in the whole year. We had a number of days without any aspect, and Jupiter was on his own and no influence. So the thing is this, that each one of us have to take our individual responsibility and be aware that sometimes things or our thinking may not go in the correct direction, but the wisdom is to be able to manage it and to control it. I don't know whether we can control everything, but to understand and manage it. And I feel that is the most important thing. How does it affect you? We are looking from your ascendant and moon sign. So if both transits are positive, then you're having a really good experience of Jupiter and Aries. If one is better, the other is not so good, then there's a balancing aspect. But the main thing to recognize about this Jupiter and Aries is that Rahu's influence is there, Saturn is aspecting. So how those two things are impacting us as well? Aries. Now, Aries has Rahu in Aries for some time already, and Jupiter's joining, and normally Jupiter coming into Aries is a big time of celebration. But because Rahu is there, and Jupiter actually is your 9th house lord, he's the lord of good luck and good opportunity. He will still bring expansion and opportunities, but you're dealing with eclipses, you're dealing with some changes to Aries. And it is important for you to watch what Mars is doing during this time, because this is the key factor, that what is Mars doing and is it affecting you? After October, end of October and November, Jupiter is now without Rahu's presence. And I would say Saturn's aspect is irritable, but doesn't spoil the whole party. So even though Jupiter is retrograde at that time, a benefic retrograde is not a negative aspect. So don't treat it like that. So I would say that after November, things get a lot easier for you. And then when we are looking at the later aspect of Jupiter, when it's direct in January, you have two positive aspects January, because we have Mars Parivartana with Jupiter, and so that's a really positive yoga for you. And Jupiter's in your Lagna, and no Rahu and no eclipses. So you have to navigate the first part with caution, and then opportunities will start coming, and straightforward opportunities much easier to handle. Taurus, Jupiter is in your 12th house, and Rahu is in the 12th house. And right now, you are hearing me say everything is in Aries. Sun is there, and Mercury is also there. So there's a lot of Aries influence, which is your 12th house. So you do need to watch your expenses. And Rahu has grand designs, and he wants to spend. And Jupiter is generous, and Sun is a big planet. So right now, I think as we start Jupiter in Aries, you have to be extra cautious about your expenses. But this remains till October, and then even more so, Jupiter's in Aries after November too, right up to 2024. So, just keep an eye out on how you're spending, what you're doing, and keep a tight control on your expenses. Then that will be very helpful for you. Also, again, watch what Venus is up to. And be careful. And I'd say right now, as we start this transit where Rahu, Sun, Jupiter, Mercury, everything is going to be in Aries, this is the most important time to watch for. Gemini, Jupiter comes into your 11th house. 11th house is Labha Bhava, the house of profit. And Jupiter is going to give you earnings. You see, whenever Jupiter goes into the 11th house, he increases the earning power. It's not about saving, because saving is connected to the second house, but the earnings are there. And Rahu is also there, and just now Mercury and Sun. So right now, you could be having too many sources of income as well, and you need to be a little bit conscious, not being over ambitious, taking care, and consciously dealing with it. And then, Jupiter continues there in the 11th house, and I would say it brings many opportunities. Even Rahu in the 11th house is very good, bringing opportunities. In this modern times, Rahu's role is quite important as well. It's only that if we are doing disruptive behavior or disruptive things and taking the wrong advice, then that is where Rahu can be negative, and we need to take care. So Jupiter comes into your 10th house and remains there for 1 year. 10th house is the house of karma. It's the house of profession. And it is also the, how you are planning for your future, because what karma you do now influences your future. Now, Cancer, you have two aspects to consider. One is that Saturn is transiting your 8th house, and from the 8th house, aspecting the 10th house. I already made a separate video about Saturn in Aquarius, and you should listen to that again. So this aspect of Saturn on Jupiter, on Rahu, and your 10th house, this is quite bothersome, because it can create some unexpected karma that you need to deal with. And usually Saturn is telling us that deal with the karma that is happening now. And because Saturn is aspecting your 10th house and Jupiter is there, so there will be many opportunities. Jupiter, Rahu together in the 10th house brings lots of opportunities professionally. And then especially after November, Jupiter's on its own. But Saturn's aspect also is something that you need to consider. And when some event takes place or you feel there's some changing energy, could be regarding your profession, some change, reconstruction, then you are dealing with it slowly and calmly. Leo, Jupiter in the ninth house in Aries is a very good transit, a positive experience for you. But ninth house is also the house of the guru, and Jupiter Rahu conjunction in the first part of this transit means that Rahu is wanting to advise you as well as Jupiter. So, sometimes Rahu's advice is very secretive, shadowy, and that is the main thing that you have to watch out for. But Rahu Jupiter combination can also give you interest in foreign cultures, foreign ideas, exploring something different to what you have been exploring before. So remember that everything has a positive aspect and a negative aspect. So we are being conscious of both sides of the picture. But then Jupiter will be on its own, bringing good luck, opportunity for you later part of the year. So we can think that maybe some of the upheaval that is happening now has a good outcome to deal with. Virgo, Aries is your 8th house, and Jupiter going into the 8th house, it's a house of transformation and change. Jupiter also is focusing on deeper self-knowledge and secret knowledge that is hidden in the 8th house. But, Rahu is also there. So how you're going to manage that Rahu can be disruptive. Jupiter is trying to make you think about more positive aspects. So it is important that during the first part of this transit till October, that you are being cautious about going extreme into some secret knowledge or trying to explore areas that you are not prepared to explore as yet. And in that, it is important to watch what Mercury is up to as well. And that is, I would say, the key factor, because Mercury is your Lagna Lord or Moon Lord. And right now, as we begin this transit, Mercury is also there. But it is not going to be there forever. It will move on. So then that Mercury is giving you the support, but Jupiter on its own in the 8th house can reveal secret knowledge. It can bring unexpected money, finances. It can bring positive transformation as well. The thing is that when the Jupiter Rahu are together in the 8th house, we have to be careful. Libra, Jupiter's transiting Aries, which is your 7th house. Usually, Jupiter going into the 7th house indicates a time for relationship, new relationship or existing relationships improve. Rahu also there can do the same thing. So Rahu is interested in that area, and wherever Rahu is, he's usually wanting to give more of that. Now, however, Rahu is also causing the eclipses. So this next couple of months with the eclipses and then Rahu-Jupiter conjunction in the 7th house, maybe it's not that easy to trust the new relationship that's coming into your life. However, this 1-year transit, Jupiter definitely will stimulate the relationship area in your life. Scorpio, Jupiter is in your 6th house. This is not the best transit of Jupiter. I find that when Jupiter goes into the 6th house, it's not aspecting the ascendant or your moon sign. So there is a feeling of lack of support. And also Jupiter in the 6th house, he likes all the competition or enemies, and he's not trying to be judgmental about them. And then he meets up with Rahu as well. Rahu is a good transit in the 6th house. But Jupiter is the planet of wisdom and also to be able to see the right from wrong. And Rahu can muddy the waters a lot. So again, I would say that for this transit, you do need to watch what Mars is doing and follow the Mars transits as well, because that is the support factor for you. But be conscious of any competition or any people that you're working with or competing with, or that they may be not always straightforward, or some underhand activity is possible. Because Rahu likes to keep secrets, and otherwise Rahu on its own can make you overcome any obstacle. And Jupiter is the one that is getting more compromised with Rahu and in the 6th house. Sagittarius, Jupiter is your Lagna Lord, Moon Lord. So the start of this transit, while Jupiter goes out of Pisces into Aries, this is a difficult time where this is Gandanta, and then Jupiter is with Rahu, and then it is also aspected by Saturn. So I would say that for you, this can give you some unsettled energy, things that are not always working in your way and what you can deal with. So this is something to keep in mind. And especially in May, when there's the Jupiter-Rahu conjunction and the applying conjunction of Jupiter-Rahu that ends at the end of May. But I would say that, keep a ear out for Rahu, the eye out for Rahu to see what he's doing in your chart. Now, Jupiter in Aries is usually a very good transit for you. It's aspecting your ascendant. It is very creative, lot of ideas. It can also be that you may be thinking about having children or creative children, creative ideas, writing, thinking, analyzing. And Rahu here can also be helpful because he thinks outside the box. He can give you some good ideas, but how much outside the box, and it can lead you astray as well. So that is the thing to watch out for. Capricorn, Jupiter is in your 4th house, home, happiness. This is a good transit generally. And you see, the transit, Jupiter is always positive. Now, for you, Saturn, which is also you, is aspecting your 4th house, maybe encouraging you to make some changes, to, change in the house, make some creative ideas as far as house is concerned. Rahu is there, the eclipses are there. So there's a lot of unsettled internal energy for you for the next 3 or 4 months. Although here your ascendant ruler, Saturn, is strong. And those of you with moon in Capricorn, you're in the 3rd part of Sade Sati. So, all these things, you have to think that Saturn doesn't want anything to be done quickly and rushed energy. So if you are keeping that head on, then you can easily cope with this transit. Aquarius, Aries is your 3rd house, communication, ideas. Now, Jupiter in the 3rd house is a good transit. It aspects the 9th house, it aspects the 11th house, aspects the 7th house. So it is lots of different types of opportunity that Jupiter is giving. But at the same time, Jupiter with Rahu. Now, Rahu is also the co-ruler of Aquarius. So he's your Lagna Lord or Moon Lord ruler. And so Rahu is, getting a lot of opportunities, and influence of Jupiter is good for Rahu. So there's, I would say that is the easier part, the Jupiter in Aries. But Aquarius, ascendant or moon sign, Saturn is transiting there. And therefore, that can be very frustrating for you. There are delays, and that's what Shani does mostly, Saturn, that he delays situations. He has a Stambhana Shakti, doesn't allow you to get things what you want. So you can be angry or frustrated, or you can be cool about it and take each day as it goes, and focus on doing small things, achieving, and then the bigger things will follow automatically. Now, Jupiter is definitely about communication and ideas, and will open your eyes to new directions as well, and possibility of new friends as well. Pisces, Jupiter is your ascendant ruler. He's going into the second house of money, dhana bhava, wealth. But he is going through Gandanta. So right now, Jupiter is in Gandanta zone as I'm recording and will remain unsettled till about 1st of May. And then it meets with Rahu. And Rahu is, the outsider. He can, give you the wrong thinking, wrong ideas. It's in the second house of savings, wealth. So don't take risks at this time with your savings. Don't get taken in by somebody giving you some super crazy idea that, early money making idea. That would be a good thing to wait. And as you know that I'm Pisces as well. And I know that, Jupiter in Pisces was very good. And now Aries, the season has changed. And when Jupiter goes into Aries, then one is just generally watching out and waiting till after October, when Jupiter will be in Aries. It is retrograde, but it is in Aries without Rahu's influence. And then it will go, direct and be for the next 5 months on its own. Saturn's influence continues, but you see, that is all part of life, that we have to take these things. And the main thing for all of you is that as an astrologer and followers of astrology, we have to understand the astrological weather. And Jupiter changing is a very important transit. And therefore, being aware and seeing how it goes. Sometimes it's never as negative as we think it is. But, sometimes if we take the eye off the ball, suddenly something comes from the side and we have forgotten about it. So that is the most important thing. So thank you very much. And do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification.